Shadows play behind the blinds, unravel secrets undefined. Books of ages line the wall as the clock begins to crawl. Mystery in every cup, hush now darling, bottoms up. Candles flicker on the page, crime and tea, a clever cage. Pour another tale to tell, lost in stories dark as well. Velvet curtains drawn in tight, keeps out prying eyes at night. Dames with motives hidden sly, heavies with a smoky lie. Piano keys they softly sing, echoes of a crime we bring. Chapter turns another clue, sip the tea and join the few. Candles flicker on the page, crime and tea, a clever cage. Pour another tale to tell, lost in stories dark as well. Candles flicker on the page, crime and tea, a clever cage. Pour another tale to tell, lost in stories dark as well.
Right. Hi guys, welcome to Tea Crime Storytime with me, Bethany, and Leon.
Otherwise known as Coyote Gaming.
AKA Spare Host.
AKA Disposable Personality.
Okay, right.
What are you talking about? I love that. I run this show.
No, you don't.
No, that's why I've had to start my own show. Shout out to the Coyote Pack podcast. I edit, so I don't have to.
Right. So, today...
So right, can we list my roles? Right, before we start this podcast. Since I'm the disposable spare one. Right, number one, I set up all the equipment. Number two, it's all my equipment. Number three, I edit the podcast. Number four, I record the podcast. So who's the disposable one?
Not me.
So I'd say we're equal parts.
He'd be doing as good as your podcast if you got rid of me.
What?
He'd be doing as good as your podcast if you got rid of me.
What do you mean by that? I'd be as good as my podcast. What?
This podcast would be doing as good as your podcast if you got rid of me.
My podcasts haven't even aired yet. We haven't recorded the pilot.
Exactly.
But who has 2 episodes of their podcast already recorded?
Ew.
Me.
But how good are they?
If I upload the reunion episode, it will bang.
Are they with reliable people or sources?
Is this the insult my co-host pack?
Yes.
I meant episode, I don't know why I said pack.
Yes, sisters. Right.
Anyway, this episode of Tea Crime Storytime is going to be...
about the Sodders family.
Okay, now guys, if you remember the last episode of this podcast, we talked about the 12 crimes of Christmas, wasn't it? Or 12 murders of Christmas or something. And one of them, 12 deaths of Christmas, there we go.
I don't know, it was something along the line.
I don't know what we titled the episode, but in that one there was a little 2-sentence part that said something about the Sodders family. And I said I have no idea who the Sodders are, but I need to know more about this. So here we are. I still know nothing about this.
So I'm giving him pretty much quickish rundown.
Speak into the mic, you
I'm giving
turnip.
him a quickish rundown on the Sodders and stuff like that to find out, so he knows what the hell that was meant, what it meant, what it were.
What the hell that was meant?
Yeah, I don't know either. What it were. So this is about the Sodder family mystery. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe because it really helps us out. But
Also, if you subscribe, make sure that you hit that little bell icon so you know when you get what?
so you don't miss a video.
So you get notified when we upload.
Yeah.
I am running too many channels right now.
Give me an encouragement to continue making videos.
Because, you know, guys, you're lucky
Thumbs up.
you've got 2 episodes this year.
Yeah. And I'll hopefully get back on the grind of it.
No. Right, can we talk about that?
Hmm?
Slightest inconvenience, and this little temper tantrum ass little madam, I ain't doing this no more. I don't want to do this podcast no more.
No, you freaking threw everything away.
Guys, I
Do
had
it yourself.
everything I set up for this little red-headed demon right here.
I don't look red-headed, so it don't work.
It
out
doesn't
for you.
look red-headed on camera, but this little fight. Sake, that's twice. I'll censor it. Don't worry. This pull away from me. Love me.
Release.
So for this little demon right here, every time I set something up, it was wrong. Set the mic this side.
I'll pinch that pillow. Sorry. I want on my back pillow.
So I set the mic up here, right, over here. She starts talking like this, really quietly. So I'm like, nah, that ain't right. I need to bring it further over. No, that ain't good enough. Everything I said or did was incorrect. So I threw the mic, I threw my headset, threw the TV remote, threw my freaking mouse, threw everything. I said, for God's sake, if you're going to do this, get your own shit and do it yourself. I went on a rager before this episode.
Okay, then I'll claim your computer because I bought it here.
Oh, wow. You ordered me a computer. You can't take my 50p my 50p
You
webcam.
can have the 50 wit.
The 50 webcam.
The 50p webcam. Yeah, alright, okay. So we're gonna start.
I'll cut most of that.
Why will you?
I mean, if you want it in, I'll leave it in.
I'll leave it in, okay.
Yeah, can you get your face from behind the mic?
Yeah, you're pushing the cushion forward. So it's hard for me to, like, not be hidden behind a microphone.
Pushing in the cushion.
Inappropriate. Kids watch this show, Leon.
What?
Kids could be watching this show.
I need to sign into your YouTube studio and look at the age.
I've never really said anything really too gory, so it's fine. Well, I haven't.
Can we
I'm
go
going
back
into
to the last
graphic detail.
episode where we talk about him stabbing people?
No, not graphic detail, though. There's no graphic detail.
Can we start this episode,
Sorry.
please? I need to record my pilot episode after this.
You what?
Pilot
You
episode.
didn't say that. You said pilot.
Did I say pilot?
You said pilot.
I don't know. I need to
Right.
record my pilot episode.
Just let me start. Whoa!
It's just a throwback to
How
the
long
last
have we been
episode.
recording this for?
10 minutes.
Oh, for God's sake, it's 10 minutes already.
We're 9 minutes
nonsense.
in. A nuisance.
Nonsense.
You be 10 minutes, you nuisance.
Okay.
Oh, this podcast has been great so far.
And we're talking about a mystery, so this is going to be a great intro for that.
Can I just say, you're still using a GPTAI?
Punch you in the throat. Stop.
It says it right there.
I know.
And who the fuck you gonna punch in the throat?
You. Stop.
Try me.
Stop. I'll let me get on with my video. Please. Alright. So. Can you stop? Because it's like a serious thing we're going to be talking about. Are you ready? Right, so the Sodder family case is a mystery. It's a mysterious and tragic event that took place on Christmas Eve in 1945. This is serious, Leon.
Yeah, I'm the disposable one, so I better behave.
Stop. Did you even hear that?
The Sodder family mystery was a mysterious thing that happened in 1945.
In
Fayetteville.
Fayetteville, West Virginia, the Sodder family home caught fire while George and Jenny Sodder and 4 of their children escaped of 5 of the
This is serious.
right. The Sodder family home caught fire, and while George and Jenny Sodder and 4 of their children escaped, 5 of their children were believed to have perished in the fire. However, no remains were found, leading to speculation and numerous theories about what might have happened. Go on.
This is actually related to the case this time. Right, so obviously a house fire should not be able to get to the temperatures high enough to completely cremate the remains entirely. It's a possibility, it could get high enough, but did it? They've got to be some really flammable stuff in there to get it. I'm like gas mains
Can we just get to the part? Can I just interrupt you a second? I am gonna get to that.
I was making a good
I know,
point.
but you can make the point when I get to the lack of remains, if that's okay. If that's alright. Right.
I was trying to be actually included in this shit. I'm gonna cry in my corner.
I know. Sorry.
Read your fucking notes.
Right, so some key points of the case include unusual circumstances. There were some really unusual circumstances surrounding this case.
Speak into that, please.
Okay?
Because I can't hear you at all.
There were some really, really unusual circumstances surrounding this. So, prior to the fire, the Sodders experienced strange incidents, such as a life insurance salesman warning that their house would go up in smoke and threaten them due to George's outspoken criticism of Mussolini. Right. Mussolini. I can't read properly. I'm sorry, guys. Right.
Doesn't help. She's dyslexic and colourblind.
Yeah.
And
So.
needs glasses.
So, I'm going to give you a bit of a background here. So, George and Jenny are first generation Italian immigrants to come over and live. And he was really outspoken. He wasn't afraid to speak his mind. And he wasn't the biggest fan of Mussolini and what he stood for and what he did. Whereas a lot of the other Italians, because where they lived, it was pretty much all Italian immigrants. Weren't on the same page as him and didn't like it. So, yeah. That's why the salesman said that the house was going to go up in smoke, because it was pretty much a threat, because George had his own views and opinions.
Can I just say something? You turn away from the mic way too much in the middle of talking.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'm still teaching you. Okay, guys. Okay, bear with Beth on this because she's not used to doing YouTube and making YouTube videos and things like that. Whereas I've been doing it for almost 7 years. I've been doing this hobby, so give her a break with it. If she turns away from the mic a few times or she's not loud enough into the mic, she's still getting used to it. Still a little bit nervous about it, but give us some likes for Beth.
Please, someone like me.
I love you. I'm gonna go get a drink real quick. Oh, my wrist. If you're gonna talk, pop them on so you can hear you.
This is like
Oh,
really...
shit! My leg!
Are you okay?
No, I banged my knee on the floor. It's okay. Stupid stool. My foot got hooked on stool. I blame my Crocs. Hey, stop eating your sister's food. Ooh, that's a weird mixture. Nicotine pouch and Dr. Pepper. That's a weird combo. Okay, so you've not spoken.
Well, I should do the background of the family, shouldn't I? I should give you a bit of a background of the family.
Yeah, I don't know who these Mussolini-hating Italians are. Is it Luigi and Mario?
Okay. So, background. The Sodder family consists of George, Jenny, and Jenny Sonnet. I can't even speak. Put my teeth back in.
I'll knock on me.
Oh.
Ooh, kinky.
Right. The Sodder family consists of George and Jenny Sodder and their 10 children. Bloody hell, they were busy.
Yeah, I know. Can I just interrupt this podcast for 60 seconds? I need to get that thing that you had on your back last night because my wrist's gone. I do have wrist problems, guys. I'm so sorry for this.
Just cut it. Having an intermission. Can I have a drink, please? Right. Where was I at before you interrupted?
I didn't interrupt. My wrist interrupted.
No, I was in I said 10 children, didn't they?
Yeah, and you said bloody hell they've been busy.
They have been busy, haven't they? But then again, it was 1945. Didn't have a TV. Right. So there was.
Please tell me it lists all kids' names because that would be hilarious for you to
No,
list
it
all
doesn't.
people.
It doesn't. No, it don't list all the names. George, an Italian immigrant, owned a successful trucking business. He was known for his strong opinions, particularly against the Italian dictator Benito Mussolini.
Don't do me a favour. You can't have your dog that close to Mike.
Sorry.
Because she's going.
Sorry, Tilly's got an opinion. Which led to some tension within the local Italian community. So, what do you think of their family?
Well, I think he's got a strong opinion that affects the Italian community. I don't know, I really don't. You're telling me things I don't know, so I really don't have an opinion on this Italian guy. I don't really have an opinion on him. There's not really much to have an opinion on, other than it could have been arson. But that doesn't explain where his kids went.
Fair. Right. So, events leading to the fire. In months preceding the fire, the Sodders experienced a series of unusual incidences. A life insurance salesman warned George that his house would be destroyed and his children harmed because of his political views. Additionally, there were reports of a strange man watching the children and a mysterious visitor seeking work.
What was that?
Was that your dog? What was it?
That came from down the hall.
Made me piss and jump. Another intermission.
I'm sorry, this has got to be done because that was just weird.
There was
Strange
a
guy
strange
watching the kids.
Man watching the children. There was also... I accidentally scrolled down.
You was at events leading up to the
Yeah.
fire.
There was also a mysterious visitor seeking work who pointed out 2 fuse boxes, claiming they could cause a fire someday. So,
Ooh.
the fire.
Dun, dun, dun.
On December 24th, 1945, a fire broke out in the Sodder family home. George and Jenny and 4 of their children managed to escape. 5 of the other children, Maurice, Martha, Louis, and Jenny and Betty, believed to be trapped inside. Despite George's frantic efforts to save them, he was unable to re-enter the house.
The math ain't mathing.
Why?
That only adds up to 9 kids.
One of them wasn't living at home.
I was going to say, because it said at the beginning that they had 10 children, but all of a sudden 4 made it out and 5 were missing. Where's the other one kid?
Yeah, one wasn't living at home.
Speaking to Mike.
The eldest didn't live at home anymore.
Okay, so why didn't it just mention the 9 kids at the beginning and one that doesn't live there?
I don't know. So, response and investigation. The fire department, hampered by the holiday and lack of manpower, did not arrive until several hours later. The official conclusion was that the fire was due to faulty wiring, but the family questioned this as they had recently had the wiring checked. Several anomalies were noted. So, missing ladder. The ladder that was always kept against the house was missing. Later found in an embankment. The phone line was cut. It was discovered that the phone lines had been cut, not burned.
Ooh.
Blocked trucks. George's trucks, which he intended to use to reach the upper floor, were explicitly disabled. That is the right word, isn't it?
Inexplicably.
Inexplicit.
What? Wait, where's the word? Yeah, shift your hand. Inexplicably.
Inexplicably disabled.
Do you know what that means?
So done on purpose.
No.
Unexplained.
Yes.
So by the sounds of it just sounds like someone's done it on purpose.
Yes.
So what's your thoughts so far?
Right. I always make it like kind of intense the way I like turn the mic like right, and then I don't have a lot to say.
Yeah.
But honestly, so first off, as I said earlier, it sounds like arson. I mean, everything adds to arson, and the big ass red flag is this insurance salesman guy. But what if it was BS that the insurance man didn't have no beef with him, and he actually bought life insurance for him and his kids? Because back then I swear you could get life insurance for your kid, couldn't you?
Didn't want the life insurance.
Yeah, but what if it was just a big insurance scam? Did it ever come out? Has he ever, like, cashed in on an insurance policy on his children? No. Right, so that kind of blew my shitty idea out the water, didn't it? But also, yeah, so it's definitely awesome. But where the hell are these kids? That's what's bugging me. Was they ever found? Did anything do? Where's the kids?
Right, are you ready to continue? Do you want to find out more information?
Yes. But what are you laughing at?
How into this you're getting?
I do get into these, like, mystery
Are you
things.
saying this is intriguing you?
Yeah. No, shit.
Right.
No, I'm not bothered, really. I just want to go to bed. No, I'm joking.
Lack of remains.
This is what I want.
Despite the house being destroyed, no bones or remains of the 5 children were found. Experts noted
Did
that
it not say except?
no, it said experts. I misread it.
Oh.
Experts noted that even in intense fires, bones are typically left behind. This fueled speculations that the children might have escaped or been taken.
Yeah, I was like, if they'd escaped, though, if they had escaped, they would have clearly ran to their parents. If they'd escaped the fire, they would have been found. Whoa, my mic just peaked for no reason. If they had escaped the fire, they would clearly run to the parents. Obviously, that's what you'd do. They'd be found. They would be found. If they'd escaped, they'd have worked their way back home or back to where the hell the home was, because they ain't no home no more. That shit burnt down. So, yeah, they would have found the way back to the family. If they were taken, i.e. this shady insurance man, if they'd have been taken, obviously they're not going to be found that easy.
Where's my phone? Hang on. I want to bring something up because I can't get on it.
What?
I'm going to actually bring up the names of the children and their ages, so it gives you a bit more of like information about them.
These go cold quite quick.
Yeah, I know. So that then you've got like a bit more of an idea.
Yeah, but who the hell could take 5 kids? You gotta have a big ass van for that. Come on. You gotta be driving a bus. Was it the bus driver?
Okay.
Sorry. Not gonna lie, where you searched that shop there, I thought it said the fridge. I don't know why. But yeah, guys, so yeah, for starters, to take that many kids, obviously you can't do it in a chuffy Nissan Micra, can you? You can't take them in a little ass car. You've got to have a big vehicle for that, and a big vehicle makes big noise. So maybe a neighbour would have heard that, and kids ain't quiet. And how the hell are you going to get in a house and take 5 kids? Oh, excuse me.
Right, so these are the children that went missing. So there's Maurice, which was 14.
Yeah, no, he's going to get, like, kicked in the balls if he tries taking a 14-year-old lass.
Martha, that was 12.
Shin kick.
It's either Louis or Lewis, I'm not sure, because you can say it both ways. I'm pretty sure it's Louis, though. Was aged 10. Jenny, aged 8. And Betty, aged 5.
Right, 5-year-old, you can slip that in your pocket.
So...
You got big enough pockets, you could put a 5-year-old in it.
Yeah, they're the children that went missing.
Right, so... Taking all these kids of all different ages, yeah. If it were a couple of 5-year-olds, you know, quick, right head, you know, berate, knocked out. Why is that green?
I put an overlay on it.
Alright. But no, taking little children, that's easier. But taking a bunch of children and a 14... I've lost my phone. And I don't know if I put it on silent. Taking a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old, that ain't easy. Along with 3 other... It's not an easy job. How has he done it? How has he managed to pull this off unless he's trained as a ninja?
Right.
And if he's a trained ninja, he ain't going to be no chuffing insurance salesman. He's going to be an assassin.
Yeah. Right.
How many trained ninja insurance salesmen do you know?
None.
Exactly. My point proven. How's he done it? I landed in the wrong spot.
Right, do you want to get back into it?
Who said I was out of it?
Right, theories and sightings. Over the years, there were numerous reported sightings of the children. One woman claimed to have seen them in a car the night of the fire, while others reported seeing them with unfamiliar adults in various locations. What?
Nothing.
What are you laughing at?
You not noticed though?
You've flipped the camera. The Sodders received a photograph in the mail in 1967.
Whoa. So over 20 years later?
Yeah. So, supposedly, of their son, Lewis, now an adult. This added to their belief that their children might have survived.
So, supposedly it was his... How would they know it was their son? Louis
Because
Giraffe.
he had similar resemblance features, like certain, like how his eyebrows were, how his hair was, his eyes.
There's probably about 30 fat people that look like me, but does it mean it's me?
No, as in like he had family characteristics.
I'm just saying.
You know.
How trippy would it be to see like somebody who looks like me who's got the exact same tattoos as me?
Oh, but I'm godless too. Be my worst nightmare. Alright, okay.
My wrist is killing, so I like make jokes and I'm more hyper when I'm in pain.
So, continued efforts. The Sodders never gave up searching for their children. They erected a billboard along Route 16 offering a reward for information and hired private investigators despite their relentless pursuit. No conclusive evidence ever emerged. So, you know when they got, actually there's something that's like not on here, but I actually found it out while watching bits and bobs on this, while doing research for this. One of the private investigators, when they had that photo, did travel from where it was posted from to find out about it, and he actually never returned. He went missing.
What?
So,
The dog's licking my fingers.
but they were really intrigued by how there were no remains, so they did experiments themselves on like animal bones and stuff, and talk to someone who does cremate remains for.
It's
so
gonna
long.
have to be a few 100 degrees Celsius.
And they said it'd have to be, even if it were burning for hours and hours, there'd be chances of bone. But the house burnt down within 45 minutes.
Right, so can I say something? Number one, that's got to be one flammable ass house. Okay, and number two, you could pour gas or petrol, over here it's petrol. You could pour gas on someone and light them on fire. So that's like a what's the word I'm looking for? A concentrated fire on someone while they're covered in fuel. There would still be bone. And you'd have to keep topping it with fuel and fuel and fuel to even get the meat and muscle and everything burnt off of there. It'd have to be kept going for hours with chucking fuel on top of it repeatedly. So, yeah, a 45-minute fire is not going to get rid of bones. It's got to be a concentrated fire of over so many 100 degrees Celsius to get rid. Just turn it into ash. Even if it's ash, you will still find bone remains. So I'm surmising here they did test ash on the kids' rooms to make sure there's no like bone chunks in it.
They didn't have DNA testing in 1945.
A 45-minute fire wouldn't turn you to dust, no.
And there was remains of the appliances in the house, so if there's remains of the appliances, it's not going to be that.
Yeah, but 5 kids, that's a lot. That's not just saying that's a lot of bodies. Also, that's a lot to lose, 5 children, okay? Yeah. But also, that's a lot of people to have gone in this fire, and it's too sus now. Doesn't make sense losing 5 in one fire.
What I'm gonna do a bit of a deeper dive. I'm gonna tell you a bit more that I know after I've done this last bit. I don't know all the names of the children. I can't remember all the names of the children for the life in me.
What? Got carked?
No, they've not. They'll be dead now, but like, it's a case of what I've already said. All the ones I've gone missing. I can't remember all the names of the children that didn't go missing. Oh God, I'm catching them. But right. So, legacy. The case remains unsolved, leaving behind a legacy of mystery and speculation. It has been the subject of books, articles, and documentaries, captivating true crime enthusiasts and sparking numerous theories about what truly happened to the Sodder children. The Sodder family case is a... what's that say?
Poignant
reminder of the deep and enduring mysteries that can remain, unsolved, capturing the imagination and empathy of those who hear their story. So actually, that billboard is actually still on
Route 16.
if I remember correctly. I think it is still there.
Can I see a picture of this billboard?
Yeah. I can bring it up.
Oh, you can bring me up anytime. Sorry guys, that was a really inappropriate joke. Let me do an apology video. I apologise for my actions and words. Oh fuck, I can't see that with this on. Get it up on your phone.
Let me just turn the photo thing off. Give me a second.
Oh no, it's alright. You don't have to turn that off.
I don't need it on anymore because it's...
Oh, we're done reading?
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's chit-chat time for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Because I'm going to tell you a bit more what I know about the case, so...
So you could have just hit off at the top there.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
You see, the reason I couldn't see that... Ah, 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 ah. Ooh, ooh. Oh, I found my quacker. Well, I heard my quacker.
The billboard.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right.
It's asking for any information on what happened.
So, right, I'll read this billboard for you guys. So, it's got pictures of the kids.
Actually, we'll insert a clip.
I'll insert a picture if somebody here, while I'm reading, decides to send it me on Messenger so I can put it on the computer and add it right here. On Christmas Eve, 1945, our home was set afire and 5 of our children, ages 5 through 14, kidnapped. The officials blamed defective wiring, although lights were still burning after the fire started. Lights were still burning after the fire? Okay. The official report stated that the children died in the fire, however no bones were found in the residue and there was no smell of burning flesh during or after the fire. So what was the motive of the law officers involved? What did they What did they have to gain by making us suffer all these years of injustice? Why did they lie and force us to accept those lies? Pictures were not received in 1967. Luis and the same now what? Luis won and the same now in other state.
So, the photo of what they received and when he was a kid.
Yeah, because I was going to ask why was there 6 pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, Louis, right, picture number... Ah, right, it doesn't say not. Picture number 6, received in 1967. Luis, 1 and the same, now in other state. Okay, so that's Louis. Ah, right, I get you. Right, okay. So I've just received this picture. So, there we go. Yeah, we've got no else now. So we don't need the tablet anymore.
No.
Right.
So, right, what I'm going to tell you is actually about a little bit into it, then you don't actually know.
Literally, all I know about this case is what you've just told me, which has got my brain ticking.
Just trying to find the names of the actual. Hang on. So the youngest was actually a baby. She was when this happened. Her name was Sylvia, and she only died in 2021. And she didn't even She didn't give up looking for her missing siblings.
Okay.
So when the night of the house fire, some of the kids, one of them had got out, and
didn't he run to a neighbour's house to get the...
one of the girls, yeah, she ran to a neighbour's house to end up ringing for the fire
Ring 911.
services to come, but there was no answer.
What's that? Is that glue?
Yeah, didn't come. So someone actually ended up driving into town, found the fire officer, like the main
chief.
one, the chief, and
God,
they
we
said
watch
that they'd
911.
be on the way, but they didn't arrive until hours later.
That seems because I was like half and half awake when you were watching something about it. 'Cause I was taking a nap. Not gonna lie, I was gonna take a nap while she was watching something about this case. But now something weird about that is, in a life or death situation like a fire, when all the people are not out, that should be a rush moment for the firefighters. They should be like, right, we're gonna jump in our trucks, get the hell there.
Yep.
So that's a bit weird. I'm like, we watch a lot to do with like emergency service shows and that, don't we? We watch a lot of that stuff. So that's normally a rush choice. Like, we got to get there now. But waiting hours, that's a bit weird. So I'm thinking the person that set this fire must have huge sway in the law enforcement or in politics or something, to be like, right, you're going to receive a call about a fire. Take your time.
Anything's possible. Right, but the night of the fire, obviously the mum was the last one to go to bed and left the girls doing what, because like some of the girls were still downstairs before they went up to bed. Excited because one of them had got the first job. She'd actually got the money to buy Christmas presents for her siblings, and yeah, she's not one what got took, by the way. She ended up getting the presents for her siblings. So they were all laughing and joking before they went to bed, and she remembers waking up. The mum remembers waking up and the lights being on downstairs still. So it couldn't have been the electrics because the lights wouldn't be working.
No.
And she woke up because she heard a bang on the roof. It sounded like it'd come from the roof.
Santa?
She went out, had a look. There was nothing there. But after the fire, because they claimed that the lights were still on while the house was burning down, so it couldn't have been the electrics.
No.
And with the distress and everything, they turned the house where it was into a memorial for the kids. Because they did originally think, oh, they have died. But the youngest, who was a baby at the time, Sylvia, ended up finding something that looked kind of like a pineapple, and it was plastic, and it was a type of bomb they had in the war. I don't know how to. You know what type of bomb I'm about?
Oh,
They're only little.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, a stick grenade sort of like thing. But yeah, I know.
It's like a pipe bomb
It's not a pipe bomb.
type. I don't know. Hang on. I mean,
Just I don't have my phone, so.
I have to cut this bit out.
No, I don't have to cut anything out. Yeah, guys, if you know, and leave a comment, because this is gonna take a hot minute. It's not a Mark II, is it?
No.
Are you sure? Because these are pineapple hand grenades.
Ah, that's it. Actually, I think.
The World War II.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Mark II grenades.
Yeah, Mark II.
I'm not going to insert a picture in the video because... Oh, I might have to.
Because I'm like, that would do it.
There we go, that'll do it.
It'd cause the house fire.
It wouldn't. A Mark II grenade would not cause a fire.
What if it's a homemade one?
It would blow the building to smithereens.
Well, what if there's got to be something like similar to that? What would cause a fire?
An incendiary, a Molotov.
What's an incendiary?
No civilian would have access to a Mark II grenade, a pineapple grenade, or an incendiary grenade.
Well, you don't know who are pissed off.
Unless they pissed off the mafia.
Much.
Ooh, Italian mafia.
And he was not a fan of the Italian dictator.
Yeah. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. This guy could have pissed off a mafia.
And yeah, so they found that.
Also, guys, I'm going to start a Mafia 2 series on the Coyote Gaming channel. You know, keep an eye out for that.
They found that in the remains. Also, one of the witnesses that have claimed to have seen the children, seen him, I think it was the next day, at a diner. She was a waitress.
Claimed to have seen what, the missing
The
children?
children, yeah. A few towns over, with 2 women and 2 men. The children looked really uncomfortable. She tried being friendly and speaking to them, and the men would not let her, no matter what she did. So she was just like, I'm just going to leave it. I don't want any problems.
Then why didn't she get in touch with law enforcement?
I think she did. I don't know the whole story behind that, but it's just like that's what it says in the case, because she, it's 1945. It wasn't a great. Women didn't have much rights as they do now. So I'm like, a man could probably hit her and not really much be done.
Speak into the mic.
So, and from what I heard, like from what I've read, these weren't English speaking. I think there was Italian. So, I think it could be something to do with the fact what he said.
Could be gang related or mafia related.
Yeah. But
Because you don't F with the Italian mafia.
But the youngest never actually stopped looking for her siblings. They never stopped. None of them did. George and Jenny continued looking the whole lives for their children, because they always believed that they were alive still and that they didn't die in that fire and that something else had happened. Law enforcement told him it was a lost cause, that they'd never find their children.
It wasn't wrong.
But as a parent, you wouldn't want to give up hope, would you?
No, I ain't saying that.
But even when Sylvia died, in 2021, they put it in her obituary about him. So, saying how they never forgot the ones that went missing the night of that fire. And her kids are still looking for him, because that's what their nan and granddad wanted, and it's what their mum wanted.
Can I also just say, right, this is not me being harsh or anything like that, but it's been what?
70-something years.
It'd be 80 years next year.
Yeah, but I'm like, it's still, you want that closure, don't you, for your family's sake.
So the eldest would literally be like, how long did I just say it's been?
80 years next year.
Did I just say that? Yeah. So it'd be like 80 years next year, yeah. So that would mean the eldest would be 94.
Yeah, but like, there's DNA testing now.
Yeah,
you know, there's a chance that like you could find them somewhere online. You could find out if they had kids, and then finally bring that closure to your family.
Yeah, but in this day and age, how come they've not reached out and been like? Because at 14, you'd remember that. I remember what I did when I was 14.
Yeah, but you don't know what these kids went through, because if it was something traumatic that happened that night, you block it out of your memory.
Yeah, but they'd remember the parents.
Not necessarily.
At 14, you're saying they're not going to remember the parents?
You don't know what happened. Nobody knows what happened to the kids that night. You don't know whether they were pretty much brainwashed into something and not remembering.
I don't know.
Because it happens all the time. Kids get kidnapped and they never see the parents again, and then several years later they find out that the person that's raised them for the majority of their life isn't actually the parent. It's strange and unusual, but it's more... well, it's not unusual really, because it's one of the
It's
things...
more common than you think.
Yeah, it's more common than people realise. And I think if they do ever find out what happened to these children, it would bring that closure to the family, even though there's no remaining family from that time still alive. It'd bring closure to the children of them and to
Children,
whoever's...
grandchildren, whatever.
Yeah, so because all the ones I've heard the tales of what happened to these missing siblings, you know? It'd be nice to have some closure on this case. Because...
And in a way, closure to the people like us that are like, well, what happened? What happened? You know? You know, but actually put an end to this case. Close the book on this case.
all you can hope is, like, when it came to everybody, like, eventually dying and stuff, like, from old age and what have you, you just hope they got their answers they was hoping for. You know, if they're religious, then they're all reunited and what have you, sort of thing, so they know what happened to the children. You know?
Yeah. You don't have to be religious to believe in you getting reunited with your
Well,
loved
you know,
ones.
it's one of them things that's usually people are religious or somewhat religious.
Well, yeah.
You know, you just
Well,
hope for the
you're not
answers.
religious, but you believe in reuniting.
Yeah, I believe in a lot of things. I'm very spiritual, so it's not like I'm a religious.
Well, I'm not really religious.
I'm a spiritual person.
Yeah, I'm not really religious, but, you know, I believe in reuniting. People get reunited and things like that with their loved ones when they pass.
But
Let's not get into a religious episode, okay? Let's not turn this into a religious
you can
episode.
only hope.
That they're all reunited and happy now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And hopefully someday, with technology how it is, they get the closure that they want.
Yeah. And that they deserve. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's a really cruel...
I mean, we live in a
thing.
really technological age.
Yeah. And it's a really cruel thing if it is a case of someone stole the children.
Kidnapped. Please don't say someone stole the children.
Someone
Like
kidnapped
the Nick in a Ford Fiesta.
It was the Grinch. The Grinch stole the children.
Well, it is nearly Christmas. This will probably be going up around Christmas anyway. Because we're on the 21st and we've not uploaded the 12 Christmas
so
one.
it's a case of, like...
It's a case of... It's a case of...
Case of... I hope that closure does come to that family one day.
Yeah.
And to the town, because I'm pretty sure the town's still pretty much rocked by it. Because it's rocked.
You said
Because
rocked.
there's a reminder every time you even come into it
Yeah.
with that billboard, but... You know. Maybe one day.
Yeah. So we're going to round this episode up, or are we still chatting about it?
What are your final thoughts?
I don't know. It's a really, really trippy case. Oh shit! It's a really trippy case because trippy and tricky. I kind of said trippy and I said trippy twice. I meant to say tricky. It's a really tricky case because there's a lot of evidence, but not a lot of answers. Because, you know, there's evidence that man were knocking about, a bang on the roof. I'm pretty sure that was Santa. You know, the bang on the roof. Yeah, there was the bang on the roof, the guy knocking around, somebody watching the children. It's a little bit weird. And the threats, like... why am I using my left hand to try and scratch an itch? Yeah, the threats and everything like that, it's a strange one. and I don't know. There's too much evidence pointing straight at this guy. And why the police not doing didn't do anything about it? That's another one. The police and the fire team not rushing to help, and the law just saying, well, no, it's your kids died in fire, but there's no evidence of it.
I don't know.
It makes no sense. I don't know. It's tripping my mind. Because, and also, how did the fire start? Because back then, I mean, you had no like way of being like, oh yeah, I could just run this swab test here and I'll tell you what fuel started the fire. They didn't have that, so we don't know how the fire started. And I don't think if a bomb went off, Bob, right, I want to say something here, Beth. If a bomb went off, there would be nothing left of that bomb for anyone to find.
Well, George originally did go in the house, and because they came out the front door, he went back in through the front door, and they found the stairs engulfed with flames.
Wait, how did he get out? There's a ground floor bedroom?
Yeah, it was a 2-story. I think it's either 2 or 3-story house.
Okay.
And he got out, went to go get the remainder children, and he couldn't get up the stairs because it was engulfed in flames.
So that fire didn't start on the ground floor. So for that fire to be started, somebody's got to have got in the house or through a petrol bomb, Molotov, through a window.
I'm just saying what they said that they'd found in the remains.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this one out. So either somebody managed to get into the house.
I could be wrong on the details there because
yeah, but you're
an
saying
old case.
even if the fire was engulfing the stairs and they managed to get out on the ground floor, somebody had to either get in that house and start the fire, or the fire's got to be started by someone in that house. We're pointing fingers at this guy. What if it was one of the kids?
Yeah, but that would explain where they actually ended up.
One of these missing kids started that fire and like, yo, brother, sister.
No, they did just fetch one of the parents because there was a close family.
But either way, right? So somebody inside this house, inside this property, has got to start that. Somebody got inside that property and started that fire on this second or third story, if it is a third story house, on one of the other floors, and started that fire, and that fire's got to engulf top down, top to the bottom, which rarely happens.
And
Hang on, somebody has got to throw something to start this fire, i.e. a Molotov, I want to say incendiary grenade or something like that. Just throw something to start this fire through an open window on the second or whatever story this fire initiated on.
yeah,
I'm sorry, there's no way. You have got to be a really, really accurate throw to throw first attempt, get it through an open window on a second or third story.
from what
So I'm telling you,
she said
someone
that
got
she
in there.
heard something hit like a bang and then roll.
So that could have been. Yeah, well, it would have made such a boom. So a grenade or something solid that goes boom. So a grenade or an explosive device.
Wouldn't it be like a flare in that type of similar shape though?
No, flares have always been stick shaped.
Oh, I don't know. That's what I've heard when I've like watched documentaries and stuff about it. They explain it like a pineapple.
But I want to
can't
say.
think what else it could be. I know it's not one that like goes bang as such. It's
That's what I was trying to say. Something like that would have gone boom and it'd have woke up half the neighbourhood. But something that wouldn't. Molotov or petrol bomb thrown through that window, it just gone shatter and that's it.
the only chance they could have used like a shell of one of them from like because it was passed from the war.
To make a Molotov.
Yeah. Because the shell itself would have weight to it.
It'd have been a lot of faffing about for that. when you could literally just get a glass bottle, fill it up with
Well,
gasoline?
I don't know because
Or
it's.
even just a bottle of vodka or something.
I don't know, maybe it was a weird shaped bottle, and it
Yeah,
was
but
just mistaken because of how burnt it were.
how did it not smash?
I don't know.
If it had been thrown in, it'd have got her smashed.
I don't know. I'm just going off what I've heard on documentaries and
I'm gonna have to see some of these
Stuff.
documentaries and
on
maybe we'll do a follow up.
other YouTubers I watched or talked about it.
Maybe we'll do a follow up short episode about it.
Yeah. But like I said, he tried going up the stairs. They was engulfed in flames. He wanted to use his ladder, but that wasn't there. They ended up finding that later in an embankment. But nobody ever moved that ladder.
Ooh. So, how they got in that you've just reminded me of something there. You just opened another kettle of fish in my brain, right? So maybe this person, we'll just call him Fireman. Maybe the fireman, the guy who started it, or woman, ain't no sexism on this channel. The fire attack helicopter or whatever they identified as, right? The person who set the fire, sorry guys, I just went on a minute tangent there. So, the person who set the fire, maybe they used that ladder to get into the property on, let's say, the second story. Let's say it started there. Got in there, maybe because they'd been watching the property, seen that the kids were still downstairs, seen the light on, knew that the parents went to bed on the ground floor, managed to go into an empty bedroom, start that fire there, because like I said earlier, no way from just run a swab test or any sort of test and tell you, yeah, it was started with petrol or bringing lighter fluid or whatever. They got in there, set that fire, and that's how they got in and got out. Maybe they knocked something over getting in there.
Possibility.
And she mistaken it for it being somewhere else, so she went outside and looked. Maybe they used the ladder on the back side of the building. She went out, looked on the front. Note there. Went back to
I
bed.
think she looked through the front door. I'm not sure.
So I don't know. I'm telling you.
But also, both his trucks that he used for work, so I think they were coal trucks.
Coal trucks. Wait, didn't you say he had a successful business?
Yeah, he did. He like hauled stuff.
Yeah, a trucking business.
Yeah.
Right. So why
But
did you say coal truck?
What there was rumoured to have been with coal trucks. Like he took coal to people's houses.
Okay. Anyway.
And both of them weren't working.
They weren't working on the.
When he was-
oh wait, there was yeah.
Yeah, when it was only a few hours beforehand he was using them. And there was no reason that they shouldn't have been working. So
I take back what I said about it possibly being one of the kids.
Plus the phone line was cut.
Yeah. Plus it's 5 a.m.
So
and we've got to record mine next.
it's just a bit suspicious. I think personally he said something.
He said something that pissed off somebody with power.
Yeah.
And
Because it was a big
an attitude.
It was a big Italian community, so there'd have been some probably mafia a lot in that. And probably they could have had connections to the dictator. We don't know. We don't know what they've got connections to. And they could have orchestrated this whole thing, which led to his kids being taken and the house being set alight.
Yeah.
And they probably personally took his kids so that he'd never get answers as to truly what happened to him.
Yeah.
Because I think that'd be more painful than your kids dying in a fire and knowing what happened to him and moving on from it, than not knowing ever what happened to your children and then not really being able to move on.
Yeah. Wow. So more psychological than just a quick emotional damage and.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know what the hand gesture was.
So.
Yeah.
Which clearly worked because it affected the whole family. up until the deaths. So, am I ending it here?
If you would like to, it's your show.
I don't know how long I've been recording for.
An hour and 10 minutes.
So
Well,
I'm
an hour and 9 minutes.
I'm gonna end it here. Hopefully someday we'll get an answer as to what happened to these children. But I want to know what your thoughts and opinions are on this case. And let me know what else you want to see. So feel free to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification, leave a comment. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye. We need to work on making you an outro.
Deeper whispers, ancient lore. Little sips reveal much more. Shadows play behind the blinds, unravel secrets undefined. Books of ages line the wall as the clock begins to crawl. Mystery in every cup, hush now, darling, bottoms up. Candles flicker on the page, crime into your clever cage. Pour another tale to tell, lost in stories dark as well. Velvet curtains drawn in tight, keeps out prying eyes at night. Dames with motives hidden sly, heavies with a smoky light. Piano keys they softly sing, echoes of a crime we bring. Chapter turns another clue, sip the tea and join the few. Candles flicker on the page, crime into your clever cage. Pour another tale to tell, lost in stories dark as well. Candles flicker on the page, crime into your clever cage. Pour another tale to tell, lost in stories dark as well.